welcome back to my channel and welcome to a yearly favorites roundup. This is stuff that I've either tried this year, not necessarily new releases, or maybe stuff I've been using just nonstop throughout the year. I am going to do this video more vlog style in parts. I think it's a lot to do in one sitting, especially since I will be going through everything in my collection. But I'm going to start off with skincare and particularly with toners. Both these I got in BoxyCharm this year. This one I actually just got. It's the Dermalictia Purifying Apple Cider Toning Mist. But I love a good spray toner. I love the ease of it, and I love how it feels on the skin. For facial serums, I love, I did not try this one this year, but the Studio Makeup Hyaluronic Acid Rejuvenating Serum. I am almost out of it. I have been using it nonstop all year long. It really is one of my go-tos. And then the JLO, it's the JLO Glow Serum. Again, one of those I got in one of my BoxyCharms. I did not expect to love it, and it has become an absolute favorite of mine. We are on day 2 of filming this, and let's just get into some skincare stuff that I really like this year. First is the Ren Beauty Clean Skincare Vitamin C Gel Cream. I got this in a BoxyCharm and I really like it. I've been using it quite a bit. And it does have like a slight orange scent to it. And I know I don't like scents in beauty products, but it smells like natural orange. Like it's like that vitamin E kind of orangey scent. So I actually really like it. And it is a nice thick moisturizer, which I really love. And again, just one of those things that is absolutely just, it's everything I want in a moisturizer. And the St. Jane Hydrating Petal Cream. Honestly, I bought this because of the packaging, but I do like what it does on my skin. I like the pump. I like just how hydrating it is. It's nice and lightweight and it's beautiful. Again, just one of those things where it's like, it just fits like with my personal style. And it feels very high-end and luxurious. For under eye creams, I did try the Osea Ocean Eyes. The only thing I don't like about this is that every time I use it, I do have to clean up the side, but I do like the cooling effect of the rollerball. I know that can be unsanitary, but I'm only using it on myself, so I'm not overly worried about it. But again, just one of those things where I do want to try more from Osea. I did get this in a BoxyCharm. It's the first thing I've tried from them, so this really opened up my desire to try more from them. Another brand I tried this year was Sigma, and I got their lip mask as a freebie in an order I placed online. I love how hydrating this is on the lips. I love how it feels. I put it on as a lip prep, and then I'll put lipstick over it, and it works just fine. And then is Dr. Brandt Luminizer Primer. Now this year I have gotten away from Luminizer primers, but because this is skincare based, I actually like it, and it's pore filling. So it's not one of those things that like I don't hate it. It has the moisturizing and pore filling properties that I absolutely love in a primer, but it is slightly illuminating, which is not bad in the right context. I find that I'm getting more away from illuminizing primers and getting more into just either illuminizers or just hydrating face products in general. Came to sprays. I didn't try too much this year, but I used up a lot. And right now my goal is to replenish some of my sprays because I do go through them regularly. One that I did try that I do want to repurchase is the Charlotte Tilbury. It's the, the Airbrush Flawless Spray Setting Mist. I'm not really sure the name of it. But the one that's overhyped, and I gave into the hype, and I picked up a mini size, and I should have just brought the full size. So that is on my very short list of items to repurchase. But I also tried the Florence by Mills Zero Chill Face Mist, and as you can see, it is almost gone. I do really like this. I use 2 different types of sprays in my routine. One I use to kind of blend out my foundation, and I use it if I'm wanting to get a certain type of metallic finish on my eyelids. And it just helps, instead of like wetting my beauty blender, I spray some of this on and just blend it in that way. And I like just the hydration and the way mists feel on my skin. So I do really like this one, and when I do finish it, I see myself repurchasing it. I don't think the price point was too bad. but this has definitely been one of my favorites. Another one of my favorites, and this is not one I tried this year, but one I use a lot, and I will always have these in my collection, is the Badescu facial sprays. They've got a bunch of different flavors. I think this one, did my daughter get it for me for Mother's Day this year? I've got quite a few of these, but I will never not have these in my collection. So it's one I've been using for quite a few years now. But yeah, this one, any one of these, I don't really have a preference on scent, but this will always be in my collection. And then I've got one more setting spray that I got in a BoxyCharm this year. It's the Makeup Forever Mist and Fix Spray. And I tried it. I love it. I love that it's hydrating. I know, like, same with powders and setting sprays alike, you get the wrong kind of powder and setting spray, especially if you have dry skin. It will make your skin look cakey. So I always try to aim for a good hydrating setting mist, and this does the trick for me. So again, I really like this one, and I'm so glad that BoxyCharm had it because it was right as I was really needing a new setting spray. So I've been using this one quite a bit since I picked it up. For the eyes, now these are just going to be a couple eyeliners and single eyeshadows. I will do the eyeshadow palettes at the end, but from the YC collection, the Undereye cream eyeshadow, I got this in a BoxyCharm. Normally, I don't like liquid and cream eyeshadows on me because they tend to crease really badly. This one does not, and it's like such a pretty, like, this was my everyday, like, one and done fall eyeshadow. Yeah, I still can't get over it. I love wearing it. And then we've got the Patrick Ta Eye Duo. I have the shade I'm With Her. The most perfect sparkly, like shades of pink. I wanted to get more, but I cannot seem to find them. But you've got like your warm tone and your cool tone eyeshadow. I think this one's the warm tone. Here's your cool tone eyeshadow. They add the perfect amount of sparkle on the eyes. I did swatch both of them. Let me try that again. I was trying to swatch both of them. All right, here's the top one, here's the bottom one. Again, just perfect. Again, another one and done eyeshadow. And then from the Luna Magic, it's the Mesmerized Liquid Eyeliner and Glitter. I don't like the eyeliner side. It's way too stiff for my taste, but it does work as a great base for the liquid eyeshadow. This one is a favorite. I love this. I have been doing little like eyeliner face paints for my kids' Christmas activities, and I have been using this glitter all over them. I think one day they requested a snowflake, the next day a snowman and a Christmas tree, and I used this glitter on every single one of them. They loved it. They loved showing it off to their friends, so it was just, they enjoyed it. And then we've got the Charlotte Tilbury. It's the eyeliner duo. I've had this on my wish list for a while. I love it. I especially love this side here, but just so creamy, so it was just really good. I really do want to pick up more of these. I feel like I tried quite a few lip products this year, but I only had a few standouts. So these first two, I can't quite call them favorites just yet because I'm not as familiar with the formula as I'd like them to be, but they are standouts. The first one is the Estee Lauder, the Pure Lipstick Cream in the shade Rebellious Rose. I really love the formula, and I think though the colors are very bold, I think it's great when I want more of a subtle kind of a bold lip. Very blendable, very creamy, and I have been loving it. And then the Fenty Beauty, it's their gloss bomb. This is the first gloss bomb I've tried, but it's in my favorite color, and the formula is just great. So how can it not make the favorites list in some way, shape, or form? So now these ones here are my favorites, starting with the Haus Labs lip gloss. It's just an everyday lip gloss. I got this as a birthday gift from Sephora January of this year, and it's just one of those lip glosses that's just an everyday kind of a standout product for me. So again, I love this. This is the first Haus Labs product I've tried, and it works really well. In terms of lip oil, I did pick up the Haus Labs Lip Oil. Now this one I didn't like at first, but it grew on me this year. It's a great, like, it has a subtle pink hue to it. I can sheer it out or build it up. It doesn't build up too much, but as much as you can build up a lip oil, it feels very good on the lips. I love using it as a lip topper, and it grew on me so much that it made it into my favorites list. The Rare Beauty, it's the glossy lip stain, or it's the tinted lip oil, which to me looks more like a glossy lip stain. I bought mine in the shade Joy. Again, it's one of those that goes on glossy, but then it leaves like a stain effect. It doesn't advertise itself as a stain, but it stays like a stain. So I have it with my lip stains. And then I've got two lip liners. One is a BoxyCharm, and this is the Lovecraft Beauty. It's the retractable lip liner. I think the shade is called Space Bay. It's got a little lip brush here on the end. And then it's just one of those lip liners that's like a your shade, but better. And I just wear this when I'm wanting to just help perfect my lipstick, but not really wanting to add too much of a color to my lips. So again, just one of those, like your lips with better shades. And then for my last lip liner, it's the Sephora lip liner. What shade is this? I have mine in the shade, I don't see a shade name, but it's a berry color. I mean, it was only like $6 at Sephora, so it is a mini, but I love it when I am wanting to wear something under a more red or berry lipstick. Again, just one of those colors that I fell in love with. I want to get more from this formula, super cheap at Sephora. So, yeah. As far as lips go, again, I feel like I tried a lot, but I don't really have too many standouts this year. Day 3 of this, I'm filming at the end of the day using natural light, but I've got one powder and some blushes. So I have from the Eloise Beauty, I've got a loose setting powder in the shade Vanilla, and I'm actually surprised that I put a powder in my favorites this year because I am not a powder person, but this one was beautiful. It felt nice on the skin. It didn't seem to really cake up on me, so I am so excited that this is a powder that actually works for me. So for me to put a powder in here is actually amazing. So for blushes, I have a couple of powders here. I tried the Dior Rosy Glow blushes. I've got the shade Pink Lilac and Rosewood, and they are stunning. This one right here is like perfect for fall time, and then this Pink Lilac shade is perfect for springtime and perfect for fair to light skin tones. I absolutely love just the way this looks on my skin. I'm not sure how well it'll work if you have a deeper complexion, but it is beautiful, and you do have to build them up, but I think that's a good thing because it just means that you have a little bit more control over how much blush you get on. I hate it when blushes tend to like just get a bunch of pigment right off the bat and then not work very well, because then you're having to work and blend, or worst case scenario, having to start all over. And then I've got some liquid blushes. First off, we've got the Patrick Ta Double Take Cream and Powder Blush, and I've got the shade Not Too Much. And I'm gonna admit that this color is not the most flattering on me, but I could see how it works for a lot of people, and I really do love the color, because it really is not too much. It's just the slightest hint of pink. I feel like maybe something a little bit more warm would have been better for my personal skin tone, but nonetheless, I love the formula. I love the way it sits on the skin. I love the ease of application, and I am just excited. And then I did try the Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer blushes this year. I have the shade Southbound. I want to get more of these. I love what it does to the skin. I love the ease of blendability, and I love how it just makes my skin, like it makes my cheeks just look lively. And then I've got two blush wands that I tried this year that I absolutely fell in love with. The first one is the Charlotte Tilbury. It's the Matte Beauty Blush Wand. I've got the shade, is it Dream Pop? And though this is a deeper blush, it works phenomenally on the skin. I only have to use a very little bit, but again, the color is absolutely, like, even though it's bold, when I share it out, it blends like a dream. Whereas, like, for me, this color is a little bit more ideal as opposed to the one in this one. And just for my skin tone, it's got nothing to do with me loving or hating the color or the formula, and everything to do with my skin tone. And everything to do with just what I feel like looks most flattering on my skin tone. And then the same kind of goes for this color here. It's got more of that peachy versus pink undertone to the blush. And then I've got the Tarte Blush Tape Blush Wand. I believe this is the shade Pink. Now this pink it's definitely glowy. It's beautiful on the skin. It has just a nice glow effect to it, and I'm sitting here complaining that this shade doesn't feel the most flattering on me, where this is a pink shade too. But I just feel like this shade here, I don't even know if swatch is going to work right now, but it's just got more of that slighter, warmer undertone, whereas I feel like this one has a little bit of a cooler undertone, and this is definitely a little bit more glowy. It's more like a blush topper kind of glowy blush. But again, I love it, and I want to try more of these. Really, you can use these too. Alternatively, price point wise, I believe this is a little bit more, but this is still a high-end price tag. This is day 4 of filming this. Let's see if we can make some progress here. So I did try one liquid bronzer, and I believe this one I did try in 2024 as well. It's the e.l.f. Halo Glow Beauty One Contour. This is like the perfect shade of contour for me. It's not too warm, not too cool, blends into the skin. It's like absolutely perfect for me. And then the Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer Bronzer. I don't think this came out in 2024, but I did try it, and it is an absolute favorite of mine. I love it so much. I was excited to have gotten it. And then I do have a couple of highlighters. I did try the Westman Atelier. It is the highlight stick. I love this one as well. I enjoy a good pink highlight, but I love what it does. I love how it blends into the skin. I can wear over makeup, under makeup. It's beautiful. And then I think this one is the most recent one. I did get this in a BoxyCharm, but it's the Iconic London Lit in Luminous. Like I said, I love a good pink highlight, and this is like a nice pink champagne highlight. I love what it does to my cheeks. I do enjoy a good highlight. There was a point in my life where I didn't care for highlight. I thought it made my skin look sweaty, which now I like the freshness that it gives my skin. I do run normal to dry, so I like the luminosity that it gives my skin. Alright, I'm pretty sure this is day 5 of me filming this at this point. I've got foundations. I felt like this was the year of good foundations, but here are some that really stood out for me. This first one I know is controversial. I've heard differing opinions on it, but it's the Patrick Ta Major Skin Perfecting Foundation. I tend to like it. I have a drier skin type. I tend to like more of a glowy, hydrating type of foundation. So this really was a win for me. Again, it's definitely not going to be for everybody, but for what I like in a foundation, this worked. I also picked up the Hourglass Veil Hydrating Skin Tint. This, I think, is my #1 foundation of 2024. I have mine in the shade 3, and there has not been a base that I've tried that I did not like on this. This is absolutely beautiful. It's lightweight, it's hydrating, it does exactly what I want it to do in a foundation. And then the Fenty Beauty, it's the Soft Lit Foundation. I've heard a lot of good things about it, so I decided to pick it up one day. It was just kind of a spur of the moment purchase, and I tend to agree with every good thing that I've heard about it. It is great. It is flawless. It's one of those medium buildable coverage foundations, so it's nice when I am wanting something a little bit more medium to full coverage. And for me, I don't typically go that direction, but when I do want something of that, this is definitely like a flawless finish. I am in the shade 150. By the way, I am in the shade 6 Neutral on the Patrick Ta foundation. And then this last one, it's not a new to the market foundation, but a new to me foundation. It's the It Cosmetics Your Skin But Better. I actually got this on sale. I thought it may have been discontinued, but I've continued to see it at Ulta. So I don't know how new this is, but it really is a Your Skin But Better foundation. I was not expecting to love this. I haven't liked It Cosmetics foundations in the past, but this one really did take the win. I do have one brow pencil. It's the Patrick Ta Major Defining Brow Pencil, and this one really, it stood out for me. Do I feel like you need a high-end brow pencil? Not really, but I feel like the way this glides onto my brows and the tip, it's not too thick, but it's not too thin. It's easy to use, so I really did like this. And then for concealers, I don't think these are new to the market, but just concealers that I tried In 2024, I've got the Armani Luminous Silk Concealer. Again, I love the foundation. I wanted the concealer. I decided to try it, and I fell in love with it, as well as the Clinique Even Better Concealer. This one I got in Ulta 21 Days of Beauty. I don't think it was on my radar, but when I tried it, I fell in love with it. I like it. And then finally, the Lancome Tante Duo Ultra Wear All Cover Concealer. I tried their foundation a few years ago, and I wasn't overly in love with it. I do want to try it again, but this one was like absolutely perfect, and I gotta be honest, I love the packaging. I love this flower on top, but this was, again, just one of those like perfect, wasn't expecting to love it, and I just completely fell in love with it. I think I also got this during one of the Ulta Beauty sales this year. I tried the Milani Supercharged Brightening Under Eye Tint this year, and only this year have I been doing a little bit more color correcting, but again, I fell in love with this one. I feel like you can use it as a concealer or an eye brightener. I really like concealers with some of the under eye, the brightening effect. And I don't feel like all color correctors you can do that with, but this one you could. This is for sure a brightening under eye tint, not so much a concealer, but again, it blends into the skin well. I absolutely love it. Only this year have I gotten into glow filters, but I did get the JLO Beauty That Star filter in a BoxyCharm this year, and again, I fell in love with it. I'm surprised I'm putting one of these in my 2024 favorites, but I couldn't help myself. It is so beautiful, and I am in love with this. Okay, we are on the last round, and I want to say this is day 6 of filming this, possibly day 7, but I've got eyeshadow palettes. I did not try out too many this year. I think because what I did try, they were more luxury and high-end, and I just bought less palettes this year than I feel like I normally have bought in the past. But regardless, these palettes were good. I got a couple of big standouts and a couple that I tried that I just really, really like. But let's start with Natasha Denona. I did pick up the Natasha Denona Xenon palette. I got this, I think it was my birthday gift to myself last year. I normally get an eyeshadow palette for my birthday every year, and I fell in love with it. I love the smoky tones. I love that you can get as smoky as you like, but you can also get it to where it's a little bit more wearable. You're definitely going to get a gray look out of it. This is like an ideal date night palette in my opinion. Again, I fell in love when I tried this out, and it's absolutely beautiful. And then one that I got, I think it was November of 2024, was the Natasha Denona Roxa palette. If you've been around my channel recently, you'll know how much I absolutely love this palette. I think this might actually be my top one of 2024. I say that because this is such a colorful palette, which is completely right up my alley, but it is also very wearable. Like, I don't think I've ever seen a color story that is so bold in an eyeshadow palette that you can just wear for every day. And I just love these tones. I love purple tones on me. I am wearing purple today. Unfortunately, I was at a funeral today, but I do love like this color of purple against my complexion. I think it really brings out my features, and that's a lot of what this palette does, like this kind of warmer grape color, pinky purple. Again, just absolutely stunning. I do have a makeup look that I did in a birthday get ready with me, so I'll have that linked down below. I believe it's the video going up before this one, but I cannot say enough good things about this palette. Then another standout to me, and I feel like I've got a lot from this brand this year. This is like the year of this brand for me, but it's the Patrick Ta Major Dimensions 3 palette. I've said so many good things about so many things from Patrick Ta in this video, and again, I feel like this is just one of those brands that I've discovered this year that I fell in love with, that I absolutely adore. It's got the cream shadows here with the powdered shadows. I love how you've got your warm tones and your cool tones, and even though it's an all matte palette, which is not something I typically go for, I love my glitter. I feel like I can just get a number of good looks. I took this with me for a weekend getaway with my husband earlier in the year, and we were going to a nicer venue, and I wore this. And then I also got the Ace Beauty Mystic Romance palette in a BoxyCharm, and again, I just fell in love with it. I was not expecting to love it. I would have liked to play with this more, but I am putting this in my favorites for the year because of the way they perform. The shimmers are so beautiful, mattes are beautiful. It's definitely more bold, but again, it's beautiful. It's like, I want to say like a late spring, early summer type of a palette for me. And again, I love it. I think Ace Beauté, I don't know if this palette is still available because I heard they were rebranding, but I did really enjoy this. And then I also finally picked up the ABH Nobu palette, and again, I fell in love with it. I love the ABH formula. I think it's a slightly more affordable price point for Natasha Denona for the same quality of eyeshadows. I really do want to get the other, I think there are 2 more palettes, maybe 3 in this new packaging, but I love it. And then I couldn't not include the Patrick Ta Mothership 7 Divine Rose. I tried not to include anything that I picked up at the very end of the year just because I didn't have too much time to play with it. But when I tried this palette and I fell in love with the blendability, I have tried Pat McGrath. I have a few palettes from them, but this has been on my wish list for a few years now. I'm trying not to get the background in the mirror here, but I had to include it because when I did use it, I fell in love with the blendability of it in the formula. And again, this has been on my wish list for so long that I could not include it. That is my favorites for 2024. I'm not gonna lie, I started filming this about a month ago. I started filming this video in the middle of December, and we are in the middle of January by the time I'm getting this done. I just wanted to do it vlog style. I wanted to just honestly just make it easier on myself. It's easier for me to film in small batches than it is to do a long video, but this is everything from 2024. The only thing I did not include is hair care, and that is because I'm not very familiar with hair care. I only this year started getting into like real good hair care, so maybe next year I can do something. If you would like a video featuring some items that I have fell in love with over the year in hair care, please let me know. But if you are new here, welcome to my channel. I do videos focusing on beauty and lifestyle, and my goal on this platform is to share my love for beauty as well as my love for Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior. And if that's what you're into, hit that subscribe button. And if not, but you still want to stick around, hit that subscribe button. And I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.